Louisa's rebuke was just sharp enough. "This was your decision. Don't take it out on Jim." He grunted. He could take it out on whoever he wanted, but he forced his shoulders to relax. He wouldn't cause a scene in front of Louisa. She didn't deserve that. Not after everything he'd put her through already. Yet he'd seen the smug look on Nicholson's face as Gerrit passed him and his lawyer on the way into Jim's office, and part of him relished the fact that Nicholson had to wait. The door swung open with a thud. Jacob shuffled into the room, looking twice his age, and scrutinized Gerrit with bleary eyes. Gerrit glared back. "Where you been?" Jacob took the seat on Louisa's other side in silence, pulling his bright blue windbreaker tightly around him. Louisa patted his knee. "Good to see you, Jacob." Jacob nodded. "All right." Jim straightened the papers in front of him. "Time to get down to business. We covered all the details at our last meeting, so I just need you to warm up your writing fingers. There are a lot of papers to sign here." Jacob leaned forward. "And what if I don't?" Gerrit stiffened. "Then you can take over the farm all by yourself and run it into the ground." He wanted to add a few more choice words, but held back for Louisa's sake. Jacob shouldn't even be here, didn't deserve a penny. But their father had made sure years ago that Jacob would always have an equal share in the family business, such as it was. Jacob huffed, but offered no further resistance. Jim went over the pages of the sale agreement one by one, pointing out each place that required a signature or initials. He hurried them along as if afraid one of them might change their mind, and Gerrit considered it he really did. Who was he without the farm? What would he do? But his back reminded him of the relentlessness of the work. The sunshine outside reminded him of the endless hours of labor ahead during the summer season, and his heart screamed that he had no choice. It was time. When the last piece of paper had been reviewed and signed, Jim shook hands with each of them in turn and dismissed them with a sigh of relief. Gerrit was the last to leave. In the hall, Nicholson waited to take his place with an eager expression, and a strange feeling pressed against Gerrit's heart. "Take good care of her," he wanted to say. "She'll need all you have to give." Instead, he nodded. Just once. Jacob was long gone as Gerrit walked Louisa to her car. He held the door open for her and searched for the right words, knowing there weren't any. "I'm sorry." "For what? Wanting to enjoy your life for once?" She patted him on the cheek. "Luke would not blame you." He nodded, but inside he wasn't so sure. After all, who else was there to blame? Jacob, of course. But Jacob wasn't the one who decided to sell to Nicholson. He hung his head. "I wish it had been more." She waved his words away. $113,000 is plenty for an old lady like me. And I've got that money from my father. Don't worry." "You're not old." "Humph. Tell that to the bunions on my feet." He lumbered to his truck, the numbers taunting him. 113,000 each. All that was left for the three of them after paying off the farm's debts. All that was left of a lifetime spent believing his sacrifices would be worth it someday. He heaved himself into the Dodge with an unshakable weariness. If he was careful, he could make the money last. Over the last 10 years, he'd sunk his and Hanny's entire savings into keeping the farm afloat. A decision that haunted him now. But their mortgage would be paid off in a year, and Hanny brought in a little money from her shop. So as long as nothing terrible happened, they would be okay, right? So long as nothing terrible happened. "I'm tired, Luke." He scrubbed his face with his hands. "You don't know what it's been like all these years without you." With a heavy sigh, he turned the key in the ignition. 40 years of hard time could do something to a man, could whittle his spirit down to a splinter of what it was, and change him so that even his stride reflected the rigid structure of boundaries, limits,